Bill Jones here in Oxnard, California on a Friday alongside Mickey Spagnola of DallasCowboys.com. Cowboys will not be on the practice field doing a practice today. It's not a day off for the players. It's a what they call a regeneration day for the players. They'll be back on the field tomorrow. You probably heard the story that's making the rounds about a Micah Parsons post on X last night, the last ride or something of that nature. Mickey Spagnola is here to help put this in perspective. It is August 1st. We are still nearly 5 weeks away from the season opener, and it seems like this kind of stuff happens every year, Mickey.
I think there's a script in there of what the agents follow, right? First you hold out, then you hold in, and if you're not getting anywhere, oh, I'm going to demand a trade, right? Or I'm considering a trade, I think was the how it was phrased. Terry McLaurin, Washington, same boat, right? He's considering demanding a trade. Everybody demands a trade. Big deal. The Cowboys have Micah Parsons under contract for 1 year, $24 million. So they're doing him a favor and themselves by signing him to an extension. He would get his money in the bank tomorrow, and the Cowboys would lower his cap hit considerably for this year. But they have his rights. And think about this. They're not going to rush off and go, oh gosh, we got to trade Micah Parsons. There isn't a red-blooded American that's going to give up $24 million guaranteed because he wants more money, right? In the end, these things get settled. So as I told Bill when I saw him this morning, stay my beating heart, okay?
The other thing to consider on the Micah contract is the fact that the team not only has him, this is the fifth-year option on his rookie contract, $24 million for this year, but they also next year could franchise tag him, and they would have the right to franchise tag him the next year. So basically, the league has Micah Parsons' rights for the next 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And now this money's guaranteed, but the difference between what Bill just proposed, if that happens, and signing an extension, if you sign the extension, you get a signing bonus, and you put that money in the bank tomorrow. In his signing bonus, I'm guessing is going to be $40 million, right? But now, if he plays for the $24 million, you get paid 1/18 of that a week during the season. So you actually, like the rest of us, have to work each week to be able to get paid for that week. So to me, if somebody's offering me to put $40 million in the bank tomorrow, well, yeah, where do I sign, right? And so now they just got to get together on the other fine details of guarantees, signing bonus, and how many years also, because the player wants fewer years. They did it with Dak, right? Did a 3-year deal. Well, all right, and then all of a sudden you got to come back. And I'm sure that's what they're asking for.
And keep in mind that that's still early. We've seen it get worked out as we go along here. I guess one of the big questions as far as Micah is concerned, and CeeDee Lamb talked about this, look, in hindsight, going back to last year when he was at training camp holdout, he feels like that once he got into the regular season, he only had a couple of weeks to get back clicking with Dak, and he felt like if he had been in training camp, they would have, he had 100 catches last year, so I don't
Right.
but for a defensive end, for a pass rusher, how much time does Micah Parsons need to be out here on the field to get ready to play Philadelphia on September 4th?
Yeah, and the other thing, not only that, Bill, but is he doing his conditioning work? You know, because if you signed and you say, oh, he needs 3 or 4 days to ramp up, I don't see him out here running. Now, maybe he's doing it, and you would hope, and I'm sure the trainers are hoping he's doing it, even though you're not practicing, get your conditioning in, because that's one of the things that's slowing down Trayvon Diggs' return from his surgery, is they're worried about his conditioning. They don't want him to come out here, start practicing, and then pull something else, and then he's got to go back in working out with the trainer. So conditioning is important too. That would be something that I would be asking Micah Parsons. Are you running? Are you doing the field work that you need to do to be ready to play?
And finally, from an injury standpoint, what do you think is going through Jerry Jones's mind as his timeline on when he thinks this needs to get done by?
Yeah, I would think that you know,
the chance of an injury out on the practice field is
right.
what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. And I think that, you know, he's going to get back, but they're not going to send him out there in pads immediately. That's not going to happen. He's going to need 3 or 4 practices, you know, to kind of ease his way back in. The trainers will decide that. I'm sure Micah thinks he's just going to show up here and, you know, he's going to wreck practices by getting sacks. Well, okay, maybe you will, but you could hurt yourself. And that's what they worry about when a guy does this hold in stuff.
Bottom line is, this happens every year. It's not just with the Cowboys. It happens with other teams. You go back to Randy White in the mid 1970s.
It was the 83 or 4 season where he didn't go to training camp, and somebody in the media found him fishing on a lake in East Texas, right?
Yep. So it's same old, but it gives us something to talk about during the dog days of summer. Mickey Spagnola, we appreciate it. Catch his work on DallasCowboys.com, and our coverage continues here from Oxnard, California. Make sure you keep checking Micah Parsons' X account to see what he tweets next.